seem to love is be the change that you see in the world. That is by Gandhi. Again, be the change that you see in the world. That's the only way we're going to be able to do anything, make a difference. Is be the change. And start from there, and hopefully we can start a movement. All right, here we are. This is a Friday afternoon. I want to give a shout out to the guys of We Are Bound by Blood. This is the t-shirt that they sent me. Those guys are really, really awesome. I stand behind them. They have some really good gear, and it's very positive. So go check them out. WeAreBoundByBlood.com. And go check them out. Give them a holler. Get some gear. Represent. So remember, we're all bounded by blood somehow, some way. So today, definitely want to talk about is a couple things that's kind of been on my mind for a while. I definitely wanted to just chat with you guys about it. You ever find yourself in a maze that you just can't get out of? Well, you know how you get out of a maze? You become the maze, and then you work your way out of it right then and there. Well, someone told me a couple weeks ago, you have to tell our story. In order to tell the story, you have to be part of the story. So I'll give it to you from this way. I went down a couple weeks ago to go see the homeless, and I wanted to kind of do a story on them. But it was very, very difficult because a lot of the homeless don't want to be on film or on camera because they're ashamed. So totally understandable. So we're going to use me as an example because I was homeless, actually here in Phoenix, but it was actually many, many years ago. And then I was actually homeless in Seattle. But the story in Seattle is actually pretty good because it actually was on the Seattle Times. So if you want to go check that story out, hit seattletimes.com/TellySwain. The story's right there, and you'll see me, you'll see the photo, and it's all right there. So if you want to go check that out and be inspired, you can do that. But for me to tell their story, you got to be part of the story, so I'll do the best I can. You know what they said is that it's really, really hard to really describe what it's like being homeless. And in order to way to describe it, you got to be it. You got to be a part of it. So I would just tell you that it's a very, very lonely place. Sometimes you feel lost. You feel like, why is this happening to me? But if you have a good spiritual foundation, you can get out of that pretty quickly. And it's always available. A lot of the homeless people, or people in this world that are suffering from addiction, despair, or whatever the case may be, might not have that option because maybe they don't know how. So that's where help comes in. And so I had a lot of help, and good help at that. I had a good church that stood behind me, had some good friends. But I'll tell you one thing, spirituality helped out even better. I can't stress it more. Now, the spirituality has to be a foundation in any struggle that you have. It's like if you really want to survive, you got to have some spiritual foundation. That's just the way it is. Because we're here for a reason. And so, in order to understand those reasons, you got to have some spiritual foundation. And what your spiritual calling is. So again, let's tap on something else. What are we here on this earth for? We're here to serve. So, with me being homeless, is allowing me to serve you guys to give you the story, to give you the real message. So, that's why I'm here to tell it to you. But I tell you, it was probably a blessing to have that happen. And it was done within 2 years. It took 2 years to get out of that. But I tell you one thing, the things that I saw there will always stick with me. Because each guy had a story, each woman had a story, and if you want to understand your story, you got to understand somebody else's story. I got to tell you, it's nothing like hearing somebody else's story, because there's always someone going through something worse than you are. But I'll tell you one thing, I actually became good friends with those people. It actually helped me to understand, it's not that bad. It's going to be all right. But I'll tell you this. In making a promise of what this homeless guy said, and he will remain nameless. Tell the story in your own words. And I gotta tell you that in America, it is unsatisfactory that we have a lot of people out here going to sleep hungry or not having enough adequate housing, whatever. We'll just use Phoenix for an example. There is nonprofit agencies that are taking care of those. We get proper care. And definitely that's being done. But we could do so much more. And I think we could do a whole lot more. Each and one of us could do a whole lot more. I don't know about you. I want to do more. I mean, if I had a chance right now, getting the word out is one thing. Or maybe try to feed a family. Maybe go volunteer. Whatever the case may be. Let's just get out there and do it. We got no excuse. Because we're here alive today, but tomorrow, are we able to serve? Can't stress it more. But that's something that we need to do. Let's bring awareness in serving others. Why not? What else are we going to do? So, that's the story. I was actually to have help. People that actually helped me, and it actually helped quite well. Those people served me, and now I get a chance to serve them back. Not just them, it's everyone else that came to my aid. So now I can come to the aid of others, and whoever else I come across that is down and out. Look, we're all in this thing together. So let's do what we can to help each other out. So this is your boy TEL5690. You can hit me up anytime at TellerSwain@gmail.com or Facebook or Instagram TEL5690. And stay tuned for more good stuff. I also want to send out another message. It's actually another awareness. September is Suicide Awareness Month. So if you know anybody that's suffering from depression, wants to commit suicide, do something where they feel like their story is not being told, please get them some adequate help. Tell them to go to www.suicidepreventionlifeline.org or 1-800-273